months ago, I went digging for some wild clay. We found this location that had all of these different colored clays all in one spot. I was so excited about it, but to be honest, life happened and it's just been sitting in a container in my apartment since then. But I have some free time this summer, so I figured let me get back to it and start processing it. Here's all the clay that I collected. My first step is to separate it by color so I can get an understanding about how each color clay fires in the kiln. To do this, I separated the different colored chunks of clay into different pillowcases. Some chunks had multiple colors on them, so I used a shovel to try and pick them apart. This process was pretty tedious and time consuming, but I feel like it'll be worth it in the end for the sake of the experiment. And also I was working in my grandpa's backyard and he has all of these like little critters that come visit him, so it was nice to have some company. After I separated all the different colors of clay, I let them sit out in the pillowcases in the sun for a little bit to let them dry out more. I ended up with 3 different colored clays and then one like funfetti mix batch, which I'm interested to see how that one will fire. Once the clay was dried out, I used a hammer to break up the large chunks. The clay will be easier to hydrate if the chunks are smaller, so I basically just hit the chunks a bunch of times with this hammer on top of the pavement, and that pretty much did the trick. So I ended up with 4 pillowcases full of wild clay crumbs, and the next step is to rehydrate, so follow along for part 2 to see that process.